All right, everybody, welcome to Survive to Thrive. Happy Thursday. Today we have two special guests speaking to us, Michael and Kevin, and the subject is AI. And guys, I'm going to turn it over to you. You have 15 minutes. If you'll wrap it up around 9:25, so we have time for questions, that would be amazing.
Cool. Thank you very much. Morning, John. Morning, Kevin. Morning, everybody. It's cool. So I think Kevin, you kind of prodded John to have us do an AI thing this morning, right?
That's
So
about right. And actually, by no means I'm an expert. I was just wanted to relate to you how I was taken away, blown out of the water by this AI class and the opportunities. However, I also want to be a Debbie Downer in a way. I wanted to maybe share with you my concerns, number one,
mm,
not only about technology and whatnot, but most importantly about this new shiny object that's out there. Okay,
mm,
that is kind of my bigger thing. And I do have a little white paper I created, of course, using AI. I typed in a few
cool.
things and asked ChatGPT to elaborate, and boom, and I will share it with you. So stay till the end.
Okay, cool. So thanks, Kevin. So with that kind of intro, let me we got a short time, so I'm gonna go kind of fast, and there won't be time to show you everything. Obviously, this could be a multi-week class, and it actually is one that we do with our group. But would it be helpful if I showed you how we're using AI day to day in our business? And I think maybe it'd be helpful even more if I focus on what we focus on this call is really let's think about listings and where AI is going to come in most useful when we work with listings. So, John, I have screen share. Do I?
You do.
Okay. So I'm going to share screen and go right over to ChatGPT. So that's the first order of business here is everything's going to be based in ChatGPT. I'm going to talk about today that I think we all should be using. And this is really the home base. And if you have just only one AI tool, it would be this tool, this ChatGPT. I'm going to go through what I call a series of kind of custom GPTs. I'm not going to show you how to build them. There's not enough time. That would take more than 15 minutes, but it'll give you an overview of how we use these things on a regular basis. And then I'll show you a little bit about what I think is really important when you start using this tool. But this will give you an idea of what's possible. I always look at these kind of quick overviews like John's asking us to do this morning years ago. I'm older than most of you guys, but remember when we used to get software, John, and that came with a book this thick?
Yes.
Okay, and it was like the Windows 3 or like Word 3, something like that. No one read the book, but you would flip to the table of contents because if you knew where things were and what it can do, you could find it later. So I look at these kind of sessions as something like that. So just make notes of what it can do, and you can always reach back out to me. Y'all know where to find me, or we can. So custom GPTs are just think of them as just preset instructions. They're pre-programmed prompts. So this is we just did a year-end client review letter where we had a GPT basically ask us to help us create a letter, and it just had us upload a market report. It had us up. We uploaded stories that we did, success stories, things of that nature. And see, it's asking me now, what market are you in? And I would say Maine, and I would just keep answering these questions. Right? We'll focus on Maine real estate in your year-end letter, and then it's going to ask me what some questions here. So this was really, really helpful because in the year end, I want to create a letter to all of my clients of what happened this past year. And I wanted to be able, my other agents in my group to do this as well. But I know that implementation is everything. So this GPT asked them to answer these 8 or 9 questions. Okay. And from that, it created a year end client summary letter. Okay. So now I'm going to go super fast here, but I will show you some actual stuff. Okay. We often use GPTs for um, summarizing purchase and sale and preparing client emails. So this GPT, if I upload a purchase and sale, will actually create the actual, I can say here, like, make one up for me as a demo. It'll do it. Okay. It'll actually, if I pretend I uploaded a purchase and sale, this is what my output would be. It would read the purchase and sale and it would come up with the sellers. See what it's doing? Jane and John Doe. Buyers, Mark Smith and Lisa Smith. Sale price, 5.25. Binding date, February 5th. Earnest money, 10,000. Closing date, buyer's lender, buyer's closing agent, seller's closing agent, commission. Listing agent. It'll pull anything it could off of the documents I uploaded, give me a summary and bullet points. Okay. And then I could say, create a letter to Cobroke. Okay. I wrote it very poorly, but it will still figure it out. Okay. And then, so this is all, I've already given it the templates that I like, right? Find you well. And it's going to say, here's the terms. Here's the important dates. I even have it calculating 10 business days because that's what my due diligence period is in my state, right? And so, again, something like that, really, really useful to, and you can build that as a template in a custom GPT. So we use that on a regular basis.
And Michael, on the back end, this is in your config of the GPT.
Yeah. Again, we only have, just a couple minutes here, right? But I've got it now. This one here's a review generator. This one is, I teach this one all the time. I love it. This is where to go after you've closed a transaction with a current client, right? We don't have past clients. We have clients we've closed houses with. We have clients we've sold properties for, clients we've bought properties for. So to go get a good review, what I do, and I recommend all of you do as well, is call the client up on the phone and ask them if it's okay if you have a 10-minute conversation with them about the transaction, about the purchase, about the sale, and start asking them questions, right? We're all good at asking questions on John's calls. If they say, oh, you guys did a great job, really loved working with you. What do you think? What did you enjoy most about working with us? Well, I love the way you guys communicated, yada, yada, yada. What about the communication really stood out to you? Go 2, 3, 4 levels deeper. And while you're doing it, what I want you to be doing is use a tool like this, Otter, which is a digital note taker, which I use all the time. And this Otter will actually record. If I click record here right now, it would record the room. This is on a browser. So I could be on a speakerphone, which I am, talking to them and coming out. My computer's hearing me, it's hearing them. I click record, I go new recording, and I let them know I'm using a digital note taker. And I would say, like, John, I'm using a digital note taker. Let's have a 10-minute conversation. So you see it's transcribing here in real time right now as I'm speaking. I'm on headphones, so if you were speaking, it wouldn't hear you right now. That's okay. I'd be on a speaker. But when I'm done with this conversation, okay, what I would do is just click pause. I would say, okay. I would, in a couple of minutes, it'll summarize that. And I would go over to the conversation, open it back up, and there'll be a download link up here on the right. Again, super quick. I can download a transcript and it'll be ready in about a minute or two or less. And then I go to ChatGPT, this review generator, and here's what I've told the client on the phone. I've asked them, I said, I'm going to record a digital note taker for about 10 minutes, asking you some questions. When I'm done, I'm going to summarize it using my digital note taker. Would it be okay if I send you over your words, a summary, with a link to my Google profile, and would you copy and paste it over for me?
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay. They all will say yes, because when you ask someone to write you a review, you're going to get reviews like, we work with Matt, he was great, Kevin did a great job. And those are good reviews, but they have no depth. This will be almost a case study, and you can go as long as you want. Don't worry where the conversation goes, but I can have ChatGPT, generate me, let's see, generate me a sample. Okay. But this will make about a 300-word review. Okay. And an incredible, when I'm teaching this as an actual class, I break it down step by step, but it's making this up right now. This is just made up. Okay. But you'll be shocked at what will come out, what it will come back with. It'll quote them. It's written like professionally written. And this actually can become not just the review on Google, it becomes your next blog post and case study because you can expand on it. And so you can multi-purpose that. And getting quality reviews is one of the most important things that we can do right now on our online profiles, because a lot of you might know, my son Ben and I teach everything about Google and getting found on Google. And Google right now is going to an AI search platform. And it's going to always look at its own content first. And so when someone types in who's the best realtor in Tampa, Florida, right, and it finds John Dietz's reviews, Google will read those reviews and make an AI analysis versus other reviews. And the more detailed your reviews are, Google will actually say John Dietz is considered the best because. So that's a AI answer, as opposed to here's your top 3 agents by just review numbers. Make sense? So AI is really important. This will help you in a lot of different ways there. How are we doing on time? We got like another.
You're at 9:20. You got 5 minutes.
Okay, perfect. I got 5 minutes. Okay, so last thing I'm going to share with you about ChatGPT, and I'll jump to one last thing. I know this is a heck of a lot, but I'm just trying to whet your appetite and show you the overview here. Is when you start using ChatGPT, the most important things is set it up properly. So this is the home page. In my opinion, everybody you should have the paid account. I know it costs $20 a month. It's an investment. When you go over here to customize ChatGPT, right? There's different fields here. What should it call you? So mine is empty, but it says Michael, right? Right. This has actually been updated even since last week. What do you do? Right? What traits should ChatGPT have? Anything else it should know about you? This is really important to fill out. Most people leave it blank. But when you filled this out, and I have a custom GPT that'll do it, so and I can help you with that. But this custom GPT here will actually ask about 20 questions about your business. GPT knows what you do and how you do it. Okay? And it's limited in words. Maybe it's 1,000 or 2,000 characters for each field. But if you answer these questions that are coming up here, it'll ping about 15, maybe 15, 20 questions. What type of clients do you serve? What regions or neighborhoods? How you differentiate yourself? Do you focus more on buyers or sellers? What types of properties you specialize in, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. What this will do is create what you want, the data or the background information that you paste over here where it says customized GPTs. Okay. And then every time you go to ChatGPT, it doesn't start from zero. It knows that I'm a real estate agent in Maine. We're one of the top performing teams. It knows my unique value proposition. It knows a lot about me. So when I ask it to write an email for me or help me write an email or a letter, it's not like meeting me for the first time. It's like a copywriter that already knows a little bit about you or a lot about you. So it creates a baseline. Okay, 3 minutes left. So,
well, if I can butt in here for just a second, this is so valuable. Thank you. Everything you're sharing. Let's just make
make your head spin, right? But
time for Kevin before we get to questions.
Okay. So 1 more minute, okay? Let's say, and then we're on to Kevin. So, John, other tool we're going to use is Google. This is Notebook LM. So what I've done here is, you notice on the left here, this is about 30 of John's videos that I've given them as sources, and I can now go over here and say, tell me John's 14-point listing presentation, and when I do that, I hit enter. It'll pop right up here. It's reading the transcripts of all those videos, and in a matter of seconds, it will actually give me John's 14-point listing presentation. And so this, I mentioned John, I was working on this, right? So here you go, right? Schedule an appointment, soft interview, preparation, confirm trial and close, second confirmation call, et cetera, et cetera. And so if you're studying, and which I hope we all do, what John teaches us, you can build one of these for yourselves. I hope to be able to share one out, working with John on it at some point where it's all there and even you can access it and it's all in there because the content's all there. And I can read through it very quickly. And what I did, I'll wrap up with this. I actually did this morning. I took his listing presentation, these 14 points. I went to ChatGPT and I said, could you make me 10 slides if I want to make a quick presentation for a client? This will be the last thing I promise I'll close with. And here they are right here. I'll copy them. So it came up with 10 slides. Probably overreaching right here, actually. But I outlined 10 slides, what to expect, the mission statement, what to expect, the goals, prioritizing your goals, how the current market affects you, strategic pricing to attract buyers. So it outlined, right? And actually, I had it describe me if I was going to make a presentation, what it would be. And it came up with 10 different slides. And, you know, we had another minute or so. I would actually show you, I use this app here called Gamma, and I'd make that presentation in about 90 seconds, just as a baseline to start off with. This is another app that I use. So, but I think I'm going to out of time. So I'm going to have to flip it back over to, over to Kevin. So,
Holy cow. Michael,
yeah,
that was just
it's a lot. I know. It's like 15 minutes is like you want to do everything, but impossible to
yeah,
do.
we're going to do this again, and I'm going to give you more time. All right,
There you go.
Kevin, the floor is yours, Kevin.
All right, so this is all
Stop
this is all nice and pink unicorns and rivers of flowing honey and whatnot. I want to bring a little bit different perspective here. This is definitely the future. There's no question about it. But I wanted to share with you maybe a little bit of a different approach here. Yes, this is all great. This is all terrific. However, it's not going to take away the human element. The thing that I'm hearing again and again and again, and that class kind of elucidated me on it, that AI is not going to take us over as terminators. However, the terminator agents, the real estate agents, will take over. So that's kind of let that sink in. Okay. So one of the things that I kind of thought about, sitting in that class, and Michael is by far light years ahead of me. I think that he is the terminator. So probably. All right. So as I was sitting there in the class, I was looking at my notes when I got back home, and I came up with, of course, using AI, wrote up a little article here: a real estate AI hyper reality. Why not both? Okay, and of course, here's the thing: everything where we're heading right now is the future. However, it reminds me of remember when Zillow, Realtor.com, all these lead generating platforms came about, and they were selling us and selling us and selling us, trying to get our money. Okay. And agents just poured billions of dollars into that. So all that hype undermines, number one, the time that you will have to invest in that. And I guarantee you, Michael will tell you, it took him hours and hours and hours to learn all this stuff. Now, the question is, are you long-term better off just picking up the phone and making phone calls to reach out to potential buyers or sellers, or are you better off dickering with this? Okay, that's kind of for you to decide. Now, the way I started digging, digging into that last week, I went and got Fathom AI as a free version of it, and I started playing with it. Okay, I went to YouTube and I started playing with YouTube videos and looking at the transcription, how transcriptions work and whatnot. And then I would take a transcript and throw it into ChatGPT. I am cheap. I am not paying for anything unless I'm sure that thing works. Now, here are workarounds for you. I've got like 10 free Gmail accounts. Okay. And 10 of those accounts give me unlimited access to ChatGPT. I ran out of space on ChatGPT for one account. I switched to another one. And for basic stuff, that works just perfectly well. So these are limitations. Many of these AIs are limiting you severely. For example, some of the video, like Opus AI, you can record a 10-hour video and tell it, hey, chop it up for me. And Opus AI will chop it up for you, like in small little pieces for social media and whatnot. Okay. However, a free version of it will give you a watermark. Okay. So it will be prominently displayed, and there are minimal features. So all of these will give you an opportunity to learn. But boy, if you start getting into that, I guarantee you will be spending hundreds of dollars every month on that. Michael, prove me wrong.
I won't prove you wrong. What I would say is look at your ROI.
Here we go.
Look at your you got to look at your ROI.
That is correct. So you
Right.
have to be choosing the right tools, right? And as Michael was saying, teaching ChatGPT is imperative. And you have to create these little chats. And remember, interesting thing that I'm just learning as well. If you want to keep that chat learning, you need to go into the same chat and be there, because that chat will continue learning everything about you. You can't just create a new chat and expect it to be perfect. AI has a tendency to hallucinate.
With the
right?
paid version, you can. I'm just kidding.
Oh, it does. I don't think so.
I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Here for a moment. I love this. We need to do this again, and we need to definitely allow more time for this.
All right, Andy, I'll leave you here. I'm going to post the link here before John kicks us out. I'm going to put the link to my blog that I posted here. And where's the chat?
I'm going to ask you to do that.
Do we have a chat here? Oh, here it is. Okay, so this is my evergreen blog, okay, that I just posted, the Real Estate AI Hyper Reality, and I'm going to be updating it here. So save this link, and John has it as well. So anyway, that's my take. The future is here, yet the future is for agents who understand the reality. And I also added quite a few little tools there for AI that Michael kind of talked about, and several others.
So good. All right. I mean, seriously, raise your hand if you got value, guys. That was amazing. Yeah, I agree. So hit that digital hand. We're going to get as many questions in here as we can. So let's go with Todd Bailey. Talk to us.
Michael, how can we get access to some of your stuff and what you're teaching?
The easiest way is to reach out to me. I mean, I could put my email in the chat, or depending what brokerage you're at, if you're on Workplace at EXP, I'm easy to find. If not, just feel free to email me.
Thanks.
Or text me. I can put my email in the chat.
There you go. Bob, you're up next. Talk to us.
Yeah. Michael, Kevin, thanks so much. And John, thanks for having them on. Michael, I met you at EXPCon. You taught a ChatGPT class, and you gave us a chat you created for local real estate buyers guide creator. I reached out to you.
Did I lose audio? No. Oh, wait, sorry. I lost audio for a second. I wasn't hearing you.
Okay. You gave us a local real estate buyers guide creator at EXPCon in October. And
that's right.
I reached out in the Workplace. That's the way to do it, guys. Within seconds, I had this chat GPT that I could create a home buyer's guide for. I had saved so much time. I say that English is the only foreign language I failed in school. And with chat GPT, it helped me so well. It knows my business. It knows who I am. And it creates emails like it's me talking. And I've learned a lot from it. So, yeah, you invest a little time. But like you said, Michael, the ROI, it's phenomenal. So thanks very much.
My pleasure. That's great fun.
So, Michael, do you have SOPs for creating those custom chat GPTs?
Do I have, say it again? Oh, SOPs? To a certain extent. I mean, it's pretty standardized. Again, not enough time to go through it, but they're really easy to create. I actually use ChatGPT to create them for me. It'll build them out for you. It's interesting.
Yeah, good idea.
It creates itself, right? You say, I want a GPT. I need a GPT to summarize contracts. Please create it for me and describe what you want to happen. It'll create the GPT prompt perfectly, paste it into the GPT better than I could have done it myself. So
yeah, be careful to over rely on it. I actually ran 3 contracts I received last week on a townhome.
It makes mistakes.
Interestingly, the Chat GPT missed closing costs subsidy that the buyer asked, and instead of 3%, it listed to me $3,000. So imagine that. If you tell Chat GPT to create a spreadsheet and it gives you this hallucinated response, you are off by $12,000 basically on a $450,000 townhome. So that is basically your commission, and the seller will go after you when he signs it.
Yeah, don't rely. Obviously, proof it. Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. Michael, Kevin, priceless. Just priceless. For everybody else, this is recorded. It will be on my YouTube page before the day is over. And if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe to my YouTube page, John Dietz, or Rainmaker Training and Coaching. You'll find me. Gentlemen, thank you so much. Love what I heard today. Raise your hand if you want to come back and go through this again. There we go. We need to give more time to this. Okay, will do. You guys make it an amazing day. And we'll see everybody tomorrow morning.
Thanks, John.
Go get them, guys. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Kevin.
We'll see y'all tomorrow.
All right,
Hey, John, I sent you a message in chat in here. If you want.
Is it on Workplace?
Oh, I can send it there.
Yeah, send it there because I won't see this. All right.
Okay.
All right, buddy. Thank you. Go get them, guys.